good with the YouTube? Y'all we know Big Flocka with a convicts reaction rumble smash, dash, and react. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel, and hit that bell notification for future fire content, man. So, as you can tell by the thumbnail, man, I'm going to be discussing some of the smaller channels, some hidden gems that I think are very positive. They have a little bit of variety of topics, and they will make you think. One of them is the Celtic Christian channel. I mean, the dude chaps in a lot to my stuff, man. He has a lot of stuff on Christianity. He's from LA. He knows about the gang scene a little bit, and he taps into the prison genre for entertainment. You know, he has a good opinion. Always has good input and advice, and he sees things um, in a variety of different facets. He's not one of those ones that has that tunnel vision or you can influence one way. He's a thinker. He's thinks practically and logically, which is something I appreciate, man. And if you want something that's going to have some type of message behind it, tap into his channel. You know, he's always doing something different. Does his lives, does videos, doesn't put a lot of content, but I mean, you'd be surprised if you're a thinker and you like to have discussions and you like to hear people who think deeply and they used different scenarios, analogies, and whatnot. Tap into his channel. Now, another channel, okay, is MC Shadow, MOD Entertainment. A lot of you guys have probably already tapped into him. He used to tap into our stuff in the beginning, but out of he's active father, right, and all that stuff, as well as he's in his hood. So for him, it's kind of taboo to be tapping into certain channels and stuff, even though he'll speak on it. He doesn't disrespect anybody, and he did a video on Gunnery last night, which was a fucking good one, man. And he hit everything fucking perfect, man. If you guys haven't tapped in, tap into that one. But the thing I like about MC Shadow, I tap in, I watch his stuff. I don't always comment because I just leave people alone. I watch almost a lot of channels from the stands. You know what I'm saying? And some stuff I support, some stuff I don't. But I'm always trying to think what people are saying, what people are thinking. And MC Shadow, he does a lot of stuff, man. He does the North-South reactions. He spoke out on Gucci's situation. Even as a Southside, he doesn't know the ins and outs of all the details, but he was real respectful in that. And he's raw, he's real, man. You know, he doesn't get into the in-depth prison scene, or he stays out of certain subjects, but the subjects he does discuss are really good ones, man. So tap in and check him out, and you'll see what I'm talking about, man. Um, there's other channels that have grown along the way. Some of them I've been associated with, some I haven't. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it 100, keeping it real. What's his name? Big D, man. He's another one that's a thinker. See, the channels that have positive stuffs and stuff that's more along the lines of trying to promote some type of message and bring discussions to the table, they don't get as much views, man. And so a lot of people, they come into this, sometimes they want to have a positive impact. They want to address certain issues. So they stay in that lane, and they could probably venture off into the gangbanging scene and so forth, even prison for some of them, and get more views, but they choose not to. Keeping it real with D is one of them. You know what I'm saying? He stays in a lane, he speaks his truth, and he doesn't judge anybody. You know what I'm saying? From anything in their past, because he doesn't understand what that person may have gone through, but he does judge people in the present content and what they put out, and he'll make you think as well. See, all three of these guys are really, they're intellects in a certain sense. If you really hear, like I was surprised when I started to go back and listen to some of MC Shadow stuff, man, in MOD Entertainment, and he got some good head on his shoulders, man, and he's real respectful, and whenever there's an issue, the way he presents it, a lot of times I agree with it, man, and I can't sit there and contest it, man. He's another channel, like I said. You got these three channels so far: Celtic Christian, MOD Entertainment, man, and of course, Keeping It Real with D. All these channels are from down south, believe it or not. That's the interesting thing about it. They're almost kind of like I think all three of these individuals would actually have a good fucking conversation. Like if we had a discussion, I think I would do a good job having a discussion with them if it was available, as well as I think Homie Hangout as well. Because we all think pretty intelligently, but we all have different views on certain things. And I think that's pretty important. Other channels that have, came here and gone through the scenes, and that there are pretty much hidden gems as well, man. Frank's Vibes is a good one too, but he's starting to catch past the, he's starting to get catching that groove as well. He's starting to get a lot of subscribers, man. So I'm not considering him as a small channel. The Salinas Report. If with Mike, you know the thing about Mikey is Mikey's a good dude if he just stays in his lane. And what I mean by that is not worried about the drama that circulates around those that know, because I think he has a good channel when he just focuses on the core of issues and doesn't show any type of favoritism one way or another. Doesn't allow his relationships with people outside of himself affect his content, because sometimes he does. You know, the American Cholo situation and a couple other things, and even towards me a couple times. Man, I've seen him like stuff that was directed towards me, and but I don't hold it personal. You know what I'm saying? But I think if he would just focus, go back to who he was, and focus on the content and the message, and not cater to negativity. There's a lot of negativity that comes along with this, man, and if you don't cater to it, you're not a part of it. And I think if he took a more unbiased stance, I think you get a little bit more support from a lot of the viewers, because some of the things he's talked about in the past have been on time, and some of them have been kind of, in my opinion, they've been influenced by relationships with certain people. And but I think ultimately he's an all right dude, man. I don't really have no issues. I don't care what he thinks about me or whatnot. I talked to him a while ago. I don't know where his stance is recently. You know, if he ever wanted to tap in, he could just reach out to me. But you know, I think that his channel would grow a little bit more if he wouldn't allow personal attachments to situations influence his channel. So in YouTube, you have to be unbiased. And if a Southsider goes and does something wrong, I'm gonna call a Southsider out. If a Northerner does, I'm gonna call a Northerner out. I'm not gonna play no favorites just because I'm from Northern California. Sometimes it may seem that I favoritize situations from the North. Not necessarily true. It's because that's my experience and that's what I see through my lens. You may see something totally different, man. Well, that's why we're here to have these discussions. You know. Now, who else? What other channels is there that I've been thinking about that I've been watching pretty much from the sidelines? Not too many from the East Coast. More everything's more going to be central based, man. You know, I think everybody has potential. Izzy podcast. You know, he's okay. I don't know what's going on with him and Taz, and I got no issue with Taz. Taz is very vocal, but he's never directed anything to me that I know of. You know, therefore, I'm never going to comment negatively on him. But Izzy's been cool. Izzy has a good channel too as well, and he does a little bit of everything. He voices his opinion on certain things. He does sports. He does everything, and that's the same thing with Big Lou. Big Lou's another small channel I've done profiles with before. Big Lou's the same thing. He can talk about prison. He can talk about wrestling, sports, mob stuff, everything. Then you got, what's his name? Lucky Local, Native American. He's always changing the name of his channel, man. You know, prayers to Lucky Local. He lost his sister. That's another small channel, man. And some of these guys are viewers that started out with us, man. So it's kind of, you know, there's no reason why I shouldn't speak on them or support them. Now, this channel is pretty small, but this channel right here is growing. I have my other platform, if you guys don't know, A Comics Perspective, it has 36,000 people. So, and it's funny though, I've been getting on me about, oh, you're doing all this stuff by Gunner and Gunner. Well, first of all, Gunner has a lot of that coming, guys. He's done so much shit. There's so much shit that you don't even know. If you catch everything, man, you'll know why motherfucker be going in on him. Number two, it's gonna get good views too. It is. I dropped one about the history yesterday, right? And the one with the history yesterday, and it was a good one about the first AB hit. 1,400 views. I dropped something about Gunner and drama. I get like 7,000, 10,000 views. You know, and with everything that happened before, I'm staying on his neck until he stops pulling the shit that he be pulling. Then I'm gonna stay on his fucking neck. That's just, it is what it is. You know, I asked before to be left alone, and wasn't that long ago when he was reaching out to fucking riders trying to cross me up. And if you don't understand that and you're blind to that, then you need to take those blindfolds off and see the whole picture. You know what I'm saying? If you let off a little bit off someone's neck, that scorpion's gonna come back and try to sting you again. I'm making sure that nobody comes back to sting me again. Now, other channels, let me think. I'm winging this right now, guys. And those are the ones that fucking come to mind. You know what I'm saying? You got all the daking and drinking. If that's your forte, then go ahead. You know, they could be kind of positive and funny to a certain extent as far as joking around and stuff. You know what I mean? I think we all get caught up in the fucking the ego part. Big Lou's one of them. Trying to see if there's any other hidden gems that I haven't told you guys about, man. I'm getting calls right now. Let's see, sport. LA Times was good, but they kind of disappeared. That was a channel that I like to stay tuned in. Cholo Trucker's another one, man. Cholo Trucker has a lot of good, deep discussions, and he's very humble. and he presents himself and articulates himself very well, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the channel I sit there and say you guys should tap into, man, because he's on the road a lot, so he'll just do a video that's just related to what's going on in his life and his views on current events. And it's important, I think, for those that are from the Raza communities to have a opinion on current events, because a lot of times we just accept what's going on in the communities. You know, so tap into Cholo Trucker as well, man. That's another small channel. Um, the other channels are small. I'm trying to think. There's one more that was on my mind. And see, if you notice, I have a little bit of balance, north and south, Central Valley. Um, I'm trying to find other hidden gems from outside of the state, man, to try to bring them on here potentially for reactions. And I've always been known to spot certain talents. Whether they were authentic, it didn't matter. I could see the talent in people. With that said, it's your boy Flacco, Convicts Reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go check out all those channels, man. You know what I'm saying? They're less about the drama. They don't get as many views as the other channels. And a lot of that stems because they don't want to engage in the drama. Some of them are starting to speak their mind a little bit, though. A little bit more. You got Listo Upstate POV. He's a good channel. Him and Cornell from EBK, they're a good little combination, man. They're a good fucking team, man. So tap into their stuff as well. Let me see. Yeah, EBK's channel is pretty much growing. He's still a small channel, but he got potential. But mostly what I consider a small channel is anybody under 10,000, man. And they're just that close to taking it to another level. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a long time. That's why I have almost 3 channels that have over, 2 channels have over 10,000 that I have, and one has almost 5. So it's just patience, and it's about putting out their content. Some people want to hear, and I think it's more important in the beginning to be less about the drama. Drama does eventually come no matter what as a YouTuber, but it's how you're going to deal with it and react. With that said, it's your boy Flacco. I'm gone.